So sitting comfortably in your chair, allowing the sternum and the crown of the head to float up towards the ceiling. Roll your shoulders up and back, let them settle down away from your ears. Draw the navel gently in towards your spine without restricting or constricting. So still being able to allow the lungs to expand and contract. So it's a gentle drawing in of the belly. The eyes closed. Just begin to allow the mind to settle its awareness on your breath. So as you breathe in and out with awareness, notice how the breath feels. Moving in through the nostrils, down the throat, into the belly and the lungs. And as you complete each inhale, when you're full, you might just pause for a moment and notice how that feels. How does it feel to be full, to be satisfied? And then letting the breath out, completely drawing the navel in towards the spine. Letting all the toxins out, all the used up air, the things we do not need, our body doesn't need. So empty it all out, make room for the next breath in. And as you complete that exhale, you might pause and notice how it feels to be empty of air. And when it becomes necessary to breathe in, go ahead and breathe in, filling all the way up. Pausing, noticing, and then letting it out. So allowing those pauses to be as comfortable for you as long as is comfortable. So if it gets uncomfortable to hold the breath in, just shorten that hold. As it becomes uncomfortable to hold the breath out, just shorten the hold. Just observing the sensation of fullness and emptiness. And the body's response as you fill up from that emptiness into that fullness. What does that process feel like in the body? And the process of emptying. So becoming mindful of each little piece of the breath. The fullness, the emptiness, and the space between each. And if it would feel good to layer on ujjayi, that restriction of the back of the throat, and that resonating sound and sensation in the throat and the chest, that wave like sound of the wave moving in and out from shore. Pausing as it pulls away and is fully pulled away, and then coming back to shore. Pausing before it reverses direction. Slow wave in and out. Three more deep, slow breaths with a little pause at the top and the bottom of the breath. And after your third exhale, just release that technique of breathing and holding. Come back to a nice natural breath. And begin to do a little body scan, checking in with body parts here and there, whatever might be stiff or sore, tender. So it could be knees or hips, shoulders, wrists, neck. So many possibilities, maybe a little bit of all of those things. And you might begin to move very gently, kind of exploring movement. So whatever calls to you, maybe it's a circling of the torso around the hips, maybe it's a nodding or moving of the head, maybe it's a rolling of the shoulders, a little bit of everything, right? So just beginning to connect mind and body, really becoming fully present for your practice today. Finding stillness, so bringing everything to a nice vertical, seated mountain pose, opening your eyes. We'll begin to move with the breath. So beginning with nice, big, complete sun breaths, inhaling the arms up overhead, pressing the palms together. And exhale, turning the palms away, floating the fingertips down, maybe nodding the head to the chest as you complete the exhale, inhaling, filling up, expanding to the ribs. And exhaling, emptying. 2 more, inhaling as big and full of breath as you can muster. Exhale, empty as completely as you can. Last one, inhaling to fill up. And exhaling, letting it out. Rolling the shoulders several times back as you bobble the head. And then rolling the shoulders forward. Same thing, keep that neck loose and relaxed. Rest your hands on your lap. And we'll begin to move into the cervical spine. So taking a nod on your exhale, chin to chest. Shoulders stay relaxed away from the ears. Inhale, the chin comes through neutral and up towards the ceiling, as if you're pressing your head against a wall. So you're not throwing your head way back. You want to keep that neck nice and long in the back, exhaling chin to chest. So a slow, mindful movement, staying present with the body, letting the mind stay present. So if it drifts and wanders, just call it back gently. Bring the chin to neutral, and on an exhale, take a peek over your left shoulder. Inhale through center and look over the right shoulder. Noticing maybe one side has a shorter range of motion than the other. Honoring that, and maybe over the course of repetition, noticing a little more freedom of movement as the neck warms up, the muscles warm up. Bringing the chin to neutral, facing forward on an exhale, just tilt the head gently over to the right. Take your right hand rested on the left side of your head. And then wrap your left hand around behind you. So the point of this exercise of moving that arm around behind you is to keep this left shoulder down. So not letting it creep up towards your ear. So deepening the stretch on the left side of the neck, the top of the left shoulder. And the weight of the hand on the head is a gentle weight, not a pulling. More or less for awareness than deepening the tilt of the head. And then taking your hand to the right side of the head, gently helping that 10-pound weight to vertical. And taking that right hand down to your lap, left hand onto your lap. Take a breath in. And exhale, tilt the head to the left shoulder, ear to the shoulder. Take that left hand rested on the right side of the head. And then just wrap that right arm around behind you. You might even gently press your head into that hand, kind of creating a little resistance, then relaxing, seeing if the head moves a little bit more or the neck opens up a little bit more, pressing in, creating resistance, releasing and relaxing. And then taking that left hand to the left side of the head, helping it back up to vertical. Bring your hands down onto your lap. We're going to roll alternate shoulders back as if you're doing the backstroke in the pool. Keep that head bobbling, that neck loose and relaxed. Keep breathing. Reverse direction. Bringing both hands back down onto the lap. Shrug up on your inhale. Sigh out on your exhale. Let your left hand come down to the seat of the chair or let it dangle freely right by your side. Your choice here, support or working those obliques on the side of your ribs. Take your right arm out and up and then lean over to the left. So you're kind of diving over a great big maybe beach ball here. So you're reaching that top arm to the wall to the left. Either supporting yourself by holding the seat of the chair or letting the arm dangle. Bring yourself back up, switch sides. So the right arm comes down, left arm comes up and over to the right. Kind of reaching as energetically as you can over to the right. So we're stretching through the left ribs, contracting through the right ribs. And then inhale back up. Both arms reach overhead. We're going to take a twist to the right. So take your left hand to your right thigh. Right arm sweeps around behind you, maybe to the back of the chair, the seat of the chair, or maybe the supporting rung of the chair, wherever it's comfortable for you. But keep thinking length as the crown of the head lifts, keeping the hips facing forward and rotating from just above the navel through the low ribs, mid ribs, upper ribs, and the shoulders. Looking over the back shoulder, the right shoulder, and then taking a peek down towards your hip or the floor. Just really relaxing the shoulders, getting a maximized stretch into the side of the neck, tops of the shoulders. Bring your chin to neutral, staying in the twist. Take your head, turn it to the left. And then nod down towards your lap, towards your hip. And then bring the chin to neutral, parallel to the floor. Bring it back to the center of your chest and bring both arms up overhead. Same thing, other side. So the right hand to the left thigh, left hand has options. Maybe the back of the seat, the support on the side. So what feels comfortable for you? You can explore, find the place where you can hold. Hips stay facing forward, rotation in the ribs and shoulders. And letting the head look over the back shoulder, your left shoulder. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the neck, keeping the navel drawn in. So there's some action there in the core. Take a little peek down towards your hip or the floor. Relax the shoulders consciously, mindfully, noticing any tension that's present, any tightness, and allowing your body to relax. Bring your chin back to parallel to the floor through center and towards the front. So you're looking over the right shoulder. Maintaining the twist. And then looking down towards your hip. Breathing, always breathing into tightness. The exhale, bringing that release wherever it feels tight. And then bringing the chin back to parallel to the floor. Chin centers on the chest. Arms reach up overhead. And we're going to root down through the legs, draw the navel in, reach the heart and the fingertips forward, and then come into a forward fold. Let the arms dangle down. Let the head turn down. Keep the navel drawn in and the legs active to support you and your back here. And then nod your head gently, or maybe shake it, yes or no. See if you can let all the tension pour out from the shoulders, arms, wrists, fingertips, crown of the head. Everything relaxes down, supported by your legs, of course. Big breath in through the nose. Big sigh out through the mouth. Rooting down through your feet and legs. Sweep your arms out to the side. Reverse your swan dive as you come all the way up. And exhale your hands to your heart. Pausing just for a moment before moving to other body parts. And just feeling the imprint, the effects of those initial movements, those initial breaths. And then opening your eyes, let your arms come out to the side, palms are up. We're going to rotate the palms so that they face down, and the thumbs turn down, palms turn backwards. So we're rotating the upper arm in the socket of that upper arm bone. So we're rotating into that shoulder socket. Excuse me. As much as you comfortably can. So no forcing, just being mindful that the rotation's happening right in the shoulder. And then bringing your palms up, bringing yourself into cactus arms. We're going to do a similar thing, but we're going to just take our forearms, turn them down, and then bring them up. And bring them down, press back with those palms and bring them up. Your shoulder blades are moving towards each other. Your elbows are staying as high as you can. Your neck staying as relaxed as it can. So going as far as you can in this motion. And the next time you're back up into cactus arms, stay there. Exhale your forearms together. Inhale, open up. And exhale, close. Open and close. Two more. And close. And last one. And close. Bring your hands down onto your lap. Take a big breath in through your nose. Sigh it out through your mouth. Hands on your thighs, feet about as wide as the legs of your chair. We're going to begin to move into our hip by rotating the torso. So making big circles with the torso, keeping the spine nice and long. So trying not to round, reaching forward to the side and back, using your core strength to keep you from going too far. And then finding a place to reverse direction. And eventually coming to stillness in a nice vertical posture. Walking your feet back together, well, not touching, but about hip width distance, knees are over the ankles. We're going to do 5 rounds of sun salutations, 3 plain and 2 fancy with twists. So nice and tall, nice tall spine. Inhale the arms up overhead. And exhale, come to cactus. Inhale, lean slightly forward. Exhale, glide the hands across the thighs, over the knees to the ankles. Let the head turn down. Inhale, find a long spine. Arms straighten, heart reaches forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. So the arms reach out to the side and up. Exhale, hands through heart center and back by your sides. Number 2 here. Inhaling up and exhaling to cactus. Inhale, lean, and exhale, gliding as you fold forward, head relaxes. Inhale, long spine, arms straighten, heart reaches forward, and exhale, fold. Inhale, root down to rise, arms sweep out as the feet root down, arms overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center, back by your side. Last plain one as we inhale the arms overhead, and exhale to cactus. Inhale, lean, and exhale, fold. Long spine on the inhale, and exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse, sweeping the arms out, rising up. Exhale, hands through heart center and back by your sides, adding those twists. Inhale up and exhale to cactus. Inhale, lean, and exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left hand to center, right arm out to the side. Inhale and exhale into the twist as you rotate. Inhale, back to center. Switch hands. Exhale, rotate to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse, root down to rise all the way up. So we're using our legs even though we're seated. Exhale, hands through heart center, back by our sides. Last round, inhale up and exhale to cactus. Inhale, lean, and exhale, glide. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, right hand down this time, left arm out to the side, twisting to the left first, and then coming back through center, switching hands, bringing that twist to the other side. Keep thinking lengthening of the spine, bringing yourself back to center, folding all the way down. Inhale, root down to rise, sweep the arms out to the side, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands through heart center and back by your sides. Nice. So we're going to begin our stand-up sit-downs. So opposite hand to opposite shoulder, finding our feet where they'll support us for these up and downs, knowing that breaks are fine. If you can't do 20, don't do 20. Take a break and join us later. Here we go. Here's 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Bottom arm to the top. 11 and 12, 13 and 14, 15 and 16, 17 and 18, 19 and 20. Great. Have a seat. Take a shrug up on your inhale. Through the nose, exhale. Sigh out through the mouth. And then find your way to standing. Moving into our rotations. All of those joints that need, at this time of the year, especially up here, so much movement to keep things lubricated, right? The air is so dry right now, and that dries out our bodies. So we want to keep moving to lubricate those joints, keep drinking water to lubricate those joints as well. So bringing the weight into the right side, stepping onto the top of the left foot. We're going to roll over 8 times. 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Reverse. 1 and 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Bring that foot down, step the other one just slightly behind you. You're on the tops of those toes. They're pointing back behind you for 1 and 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8, 9, and 10. Reverse. 1 and 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9, and 10. Step your feet together. Let your heels be slightly apart. Knees are nice and tight, supporting each other as the hands are above the knees, rolling around the outer edge of your feet for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. Reverse. 1 and 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. Walking your hands up your legs, keeping your chin tucked all the way. Roll the shoulders up and back, step the feet apart, then let the chin float to parallel. Soften the knees, and we'll begin to circle the hips for 1 and 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Reverse. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Keeping the feet where they are, keeping the knees nice and soft. Let all the tension out of your arms and shoulders and begin to rotate the torso. Lifting the opposite heel, perhaps. Coming into this standing waterfall, which we won't count. We'll just kind of let it happen organically, right? We're all going to do this at a different pace. So just feel any tension just kind of staying out of the arms and shoulders as the body rotates. Slowly bringing yourself to stillness and letting the arms find their way to stillness on their own. They will get there. Great. And then bringing your feet together. We're going to inhale the arms up overhead. Hold on to the right wrist with the left hand. And then we're going to take a little dip over to the left. So a nice little side bend here in a standing posture. So the weight is evenly distributed on both feet. So you're not dumping into that left foot for this lean. That right foot is anchored as well as you reach to the left side of the room. Inhale, come back up, switch hands. So you're going to grab the left wrist with the right fingertips and extend that arm up towards the ceiling. Feel the waist expand and lengthen as you do. Then take that nice little lean over to the right. Again, keeping the feet planted, rooted down, not dumping into that right side, but staying in those beautiful mountain pose legs, right? Even, strong, rooted and balanced. And then bring yourself all the way back up. We're going to take our hands to our shoulders with our elbows pointing out. We're going to take a little twist here, standing in the twist. So when we do the twist, we want to keep our hips facing forward. Try not to let your hips move. Take a breath in. On your exhale, rotate. Same thing as we did in the chair, ribs and shoulders over to the left. There's a tendency for this hip to want to kind of turn with you. So use the muscles that you're feeling, wanting to move, and try to engage them to stop that movement. Hips face forward, come back through center, and then we're going to go to the other side. And then inhale back to center. Inhale the arms up overhead. And then we're going to sink ourselves into chair pose. So our knees are over our ankles, our sitting bones are reaching back behind us. Inhale, we'll rise up. So we're going to add a little twist to this. Exhale. We're going to sink our hips and sweep our arms to the right. And inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. Exhale to the other side. We're going to sweep the arms to the left as we sit into chair pose. Inhale, sweep forward and up. 2 more on each side. Here we go. Inhaling, rising up. And exhaling, hips stay forward. So we're not turning our hips as we're doing this little twist. Here's the last one on the right and rising up. And the last one on the left and rising up. Bring your hands to your heart and pause just for a breath, feeling the imprint of those movements. And then coming into star pose. So opening your eyes, you might move your chair a little off to the side. We're going to do a warrior series starting from star pose. So the feet are wide, toes are facing forward. We're going to bring our arms out to the side. So we are a little star, twinkle, twinkle. So the arms are reaching actively, but the shoulders are relaxed. Take your left toes and turn them out, and then bend into that left leg. So we're coming into warrior 2. Arms are reaching. This front knee is pressing to the pinky toe side of that front foot. Flip the front hand and reach forward. Find length through the left side body. And then reverse your warrior. So the back hand down the back leg, top arm up towards the ceiling. There's a nice stretch from the left hip up through the armpit, out through the fingertips. Relax the shoulders away from the ear. So don't let your shoulder crowd your ears. Exhale, come back to warrior 2. Inhale, take that front forearm to the thigh and take that back arm up to the ceiling. Turn the palm to face the front of your mat and reach that arm. So you are a beautiful straight line from your fingertips down to the outer edge of your right foot. You can deepen or really work your core here if you want to take that bottom arm and reach it out, but it's not necessary. Just try not to dump into that front leg with your arm. You're really working your core. Using the strength in your legs, come back up to warrior 2. Turn your palms to face forward and straighten your front leg. And then reach again that front arm forward and tip into triangle. So it might be a high triangle. You might only come down to your thigh or your knee or your calf, or maybe you get to your ankle. Wherever you can get is perfect. Right? Bend into that front leg. Bring yourself back up to warrior 2. And then straightening the front leg, turning the toes forward, finding your way back to star. We'll turn the right toes out and find warrior 2 on this side. So you might need to lengthen the space between your feet or shorten it, whatever is feeling right for you and your hips. This is a significant hip opener. So look over the front middle finger. Really settle in, press this front knee out to the pinky toe side of the front foot. And then flip the front hand, reach it forward, and reverse your warrior. Nice stretch from right hip through right armpit, out through right fingertips, and relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale back to warrior 2. And then take the front forearm to the front thigh. Top arm reaches high. Turn the palm to face forward. Reach that arm by your bicep by your ear. Nice straight line from outer left foot to left fingertips. Again, you can take that bottom arm, reach it forward if you like, or keep it where it is. Totally your choice. And then bring yourself back up to warrior 2. Straighten the front leg. Turn the palms forward, face forward, and then extend that right side again. Get nice length through that right side. And then your version of triangle could be a real high triangle. Try to imagine straight lines wherever you can. Try not to be rounding, but encouraging length in the body. Bend into that front leg and bring yourself back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg, turn the toes forward. Bring your hands to your hips and step your feet together. Good job. So we're going to do a tree pose, a balance pose this morning. And we'll do our little flowing dance. So bring your hands to your heart and bring yourself into a little mini tree here. So your heel is on your ankle, toes are on the ground. And we're going to step out and come back to this posture 5 times before we come into a tree. So we're going to go 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 5. And then find your tree. So maybe it's right here in this little kickstanded pose. Maybe the foot moves up the leg to just below the knee or above the knee. If you are a mature tree or a balanced tree. Find your limbs if you like, or keep your hands at your heart. Finding a dristi, a place that does not move. And continuing a nice fluid breath. Bringing your hands back to your heart, turning your knee forward and stepping that foot down. Closing your eyes for a moment. Just let things settle. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So the weight is in the left leg. Nice length through the left side body. Come onto the toes of the right foot and find that little mini tree. And then we'll step out and in, 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. And then find your tree on this side. Could be the same, could be different. Maybe your hands stay at your heart. Maybe you let your limbs grow. Keep the navel drawing in, tailbone turning down and forward. Finding that dristi and your breath for balance and support. And then bring that knee forward. And step that foot down, hands to the heart, close your eyes. And let things rebalance. Opening your eyes, we'll move the chair out of the way. And we'll find our way down to the floor today. Again, like we did last week, if you have a strap, super. If you don't have a strap, maybe a belt, a bathrobe, tie, something that you can use should you need it in some of these postures. So we're going to step to the front of our mat, find our way down to the mat. So finding mountain pose at the front of your mat. So just for a moment, settling in, rooting the feet down, lifting the crown and the sternum, roll the shoulders up and back. Really feel that energy moving up the front of the body, down the back, and this grounding down towards the heels, lifting up through the crown in the front. Inhale the arms up overhead and exhale, fold forward. Inhale to a long spine. And exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot back and lower your knee. Bring your hands to your thighs. So it's possible that your knee might not like this too much. You can roll a blanket, put it underneath that right knee if you like, or roll your mat a little bit inward and cushion your knee. We're going to do a little hip flexor here. So keeping the hands on the thigh close to the knee, we're going to just kind of sink in to our right hip flexor. So we're going to let our body move slightly forward, keeping the knee over the ankle and getting a stretch through the right hip flexor. Coming out of it ever so slightly, then sinking back in. So a gentle little exploration of releasing the stretch and going back in and releasing and going back in. And then coming up so that your right hip is over your right knee, we're going to bring our hands to the mat or blocks if you have them and straighten the front leg. Draw the toes toward you and just take a little lean forward. So the depth of that lean is totally up to you and what your body has for you today. Getting a stretch through the back of the left leg. And then bending into that front knee again, bringing the left hand inside that foot so that you can step that foot back next to the right. We're going to take our right foot, step it up as best you can. Do the same posture on this side. So your support is the shin and the top of the left foot and all of the right foot. Hands on the thighs. Torso nice and tall, navel drawn in, so you don't want to sink into that low back. This back knee is behind the hip ever so slightly. And maybe you cushion that knee as well. So we're going to come out of that stretch and into it several times. Exploring and honoring the stop signs, right? Pausing if it would feel good to breathe into the stretch and then gently coming out and sinking one more time. And then bringing this back hip over the knee, we're going to straighten the front leg, turn the toes up. So the same stretch the back of the right leg, toes turn up towards the ceiling. You might feel this in your low right back or your buttocks, back of your right thigh into your hamstring. Keeping the spine nice and long and just folding and exploring movement. Bending into that front leg, take the right hand on the inside of that right foot so that you can glide that right foot back. Hands are underneath the shoulders, wrists underneath the shoulders, fingers spread nice and wide. We're going to just do several cat and cows. So inhaling to open up, exhaling to round. Matching the movement with the pace of the breath as best you can. Pausing in tabletop, looking over your left shoulder towards your left hip. And then bringing yourself around, looking over the right. Maybe wagging the tail a little as you do this from side to side. And eventually coming to a neutral tabletop. Bring your knees wide and your toes together and sink your hips back towards your heels. Bring your forearms to the mat. Maybe the forehead reaches the mat. But if it doesn't, you can stack your fists, rest your forehead on your fists. Or you can use a pillow or a couple of blocks or one block, whatever is the right height for you.
Several breaths into the back body. And then slowly drawing yourself back up to tabletop. We're just going to come in and out of a simple down dog a couple of times. So curl your toes under, exhale, send your hips up and back. Pedal a few times. Your knees can be bent as much as you need them to. Try to really feel the extension or the pressing up of the sits bones up towards I like to express it as the wall, where the wall and the ceiling meet behind you. So you're really reaching back with those sits bones and up at the same time, kind of a diagonal. Keep your navel drawn in. And then bring your knees back down to the ground. Sink yourself back into child. And we'll do that one more time. Inhaling back to table. Curling the toes under, sending the hips up and back. Pedaling a few times until you can keep the heels as close to the ground as possible. Straightening the legs as much as you can comfortably straighten. Nice stretch for the back of the legs. So you're engaging the muscles in your legs, internally rotating your thighs here. Pressing the torso back towards the thighs. And then inhaling yourself back down to tabletop. Bring a hip down to the ground, turn yourself around so that you're seated. And then find your way onto your back. So you can help yourself down. And once you're there, bring your knees into your chest. Allow a little rocking or circling of the knees. And then if you have a strap nearby, or if you don't, see if you can grab it. I had put mine tidily away, forgetting we were going to use it. Oh, well. All right, so I have mine. Give you a minute to get yours. So you can continue to just roll on your lower back for a moment. And once you find your strap or some sort of belt to help you with this movement, we're going to put that strap around the left foot and send the foot up towards the ceiling. If you don't have any sort of strap at all, you can just hold the back of your thigh or the back of your calf. And just bend and straighten your leg. You might gently draw the leg back. And then bend the knee, put the ankle on the right thigh. So I like to use the strap to wrap around my bent leg to help draw it closer to me, deepening the stretch in my left hip. My arms are short, so the strap is a really nice extension of those arms without making me get all tense and tight in my neck and shoulder. So you might find that true for you. You can explore that. And just lift that right leg off the ground. At the same time, you're not letting this left knee collapse in towards your chest. So you're pressing it away, getting a nice hip opener here. Relaxing the shoulders and the jaw. And then letting that right foot come down to the ground, letting the left foot come down next to it. Bring the right knee in, put the strap on the right foot. And again, just bending and straightening. Just warming up. And then maybe drawing that foot back just a little closer to the back of the mat. Just pausing and breathing here for a breath or two. And then bending the knee, bringing the ankle onto the thigh.
And again, if you'd like to use the strap around the left thigh. Pressing that right knee away. And exploring. You might even like to rock from side to side, might feel good. Relaxing the shoulders and the jaw. You know, we effort one place and then our bodies just immediately go into tension mode, some other place we don't even realize. So you might find that to be true when you effort one place and you don't even realize that you're tightening things up elsewhere. So get a little exploration. Breathe into those secret areas. Again, it might feel good to rock. And then lower that left foot down, extend the right leg up. Maybe roll the ankle. Bring that left foot up to meet it. Roll the ankle. Bring the arms up. Reverse direction. So we're going to do one little core exercise here. So what I'm going to have you do is bend your knees, let your shins be parallel to the ground. Turn your pubic bone up towards your navel, flatten your back into the mat. Bring your arms up towards the ceiling, palms facing each other. So this can be intense on your back. And what I'm going to suggest is if it is, you can bring an opposite, you can keep one foot on the ground. But what we're going to do is take our right arm and left leg, straighten the left leg. Don't let it touch the ground. Bring the right arm behind you. So then the opposite. So if this is too much on your back, you might keep your feet on the ground and just bring your knee in and opposite arm back. So you be the judge of what's best for your back. We're going to do 10 on each side. So here we go. 1,